Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving a breakdown on the trade I took on EURUSD and GBPUSD. So as we all know, EURUSD and GBPUSD have been selling for quite some time, and the reason why it's selling is because it's coming from a weekly time frame point of interest. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my. Is that so? Okay, so the reason why it's selling is because it's coming from the weekly fair value gap. I know fair value gap on the higher time frame are really strong. They are very strong. So price is reacting from the fair value gap, and as you can see here, you can see the rejection from this place. The rejection. And since then price has been dumping. Price has even taken out these lows. So this was where I started my analysis from the weekly, and I started from the weekly time frame, and this was the last week candle, and this was this week candle. So what I did was I went to the daily time frame. So what I did was I marked out my weekly candle for my weekly chart on liquidity first, and after doing that I went to the daily time frame to get a more clearer view on it. So on the daily time frame I could see noises. What I was seeing then was noises, so I was like, I'm not getting any clear thing from here. But there's this thing called a hidden block. So I spotted it. I'm like, because I knew price, it might take time for price to get to this other block here, even though it's a point of interest. But another thing is fair value gaps are also point of interest on a daily higher time frame. Like, they are strong zones price. As you can see, even on the weekly, you see that price reacted from the fair value gap and rejected like that. So they are strong zones. So now this particular candle was Wednesday candle. It was an inside bar candle. It didn't do anything. Thursday came, took out the low. Friday took out the primary journal liquidity of this candle, and Monday candle came and took out everything, both this primary journal of liquidity of this candle, and closed inside bullish. But obviously I'm not seeing any clear thing yet, so I waited for price to come to either this fair value gap or this hidden block. So I'm going to do a video on hidden block separately to explain more. So that was what I was waiting for, because price already took out this particular level. It took out this journal liquidity here, and I was just waiting for the market to do its thing. So after price took out this journal liquidity, primary journal liquidity, I noticed that it reacted from this fair value gap and closed with an opposing candle. It closed bearish. It's like as if sellers won the battle, and they pushed price to this level. So I just knew that, okay, if I wanted to take the trade from the daily, which is crazy, I would just enter from this tweezer here, this tweezer top here. I'll enter from this tweezer and put my short. I'll just put my short. My short position here. Let me change this. So I'll just put my short position here and target this journal liquidity. Put my stop loss above here. But this is a 3R, and it's not something I would want to do. So what I did, I had to go down to the lower time frame to look for a more precise entry. So on the lower time frame, this is what we're coming to. First off, I went to the 1 hour time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame I wanted to look for, what I was hoping to see was a point of interest that I can use So now to like look for a more precise entry. So I saw an order block here. Let me reduce this. Yeah. Okay. So battery is low. So I saw an order block here and I marked it out. I marked out the order block and I waited for price to mitigate it. So immediately price got to the order block. I knew it was a sign to. So I went to a much lower time frame, and which was the 15-minute time frame. And on the 15-minute time frame, okay, on the 15-minute time frame, this particular trade now was very tricky because price came, this source candle got into the point of interest, and price closed, gave me a CISD. So I was, about to enter my trade. I've seen everything I needed. But before you know it, I just saw this spike. I was like, yo. So, but I knew the bias was true. Price now took out a lot of people here. The market took a lot of people here and started selling. I think he used this particular order block. This order block. This one here. He used this order block to sell. That's where he reacted from finally. So I got in on the trade when after this spiked and it was coming back. I knew that the bias was still true because I checked GBPUSD, it didn't do it. So I got in on the trade and I think it was like this. It was like this. My stop loss was above here. No, I think I got in from here. Yeah, because I know it was around here. Stop loss was here. My take profit was at the drawn on liquidity from the daily time frame. My drawn on liquidity. It's not this one. I think it's around here. Yeah. So this was where my stop loss was. I mean my take profit was, and that was how I caught this this particular 12-hour on EURUSD. Yeah, it was something like this. Yeah, I'm going to flash it on the screen so you guys will see after the video. So let's get into GBPUSD. Same thing on GBPUSD. So it's just the same thing, like started from the weekly, just that the GBPUSD took time to fulfill its own drawn on liquidity, unlike EURUSD. GBPUSD took much time. So on GBPUSD, the same thing. My drawn on liquidity was the low here. That was my target, my primary drawn on liquidity on the weekly time frame. Then I went down to the daily time frame to look for bias. So on the daily time frame, oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So on the daily time frame, there's a point of interest here that price used, and I just marked it out. I marked it out. Price came into it, and immediately price created this range candle, this particular range. So I marked out the high as my where I'm expecting price to take out. This was a Monday candle, and price took it out, closed with an opposing. So I just knew that they were going to sell to this low here. This was now my target, this low. So I went down to 1 hour time frame to look for the point of interest I was going to use on this trade. Sorry. So yeah, So on the 1 hour time frame, I also saw this. Let me delete this. I saw this nice order block here, and I waited for price to get in. So go down to the 15-minute time frame to look for a more precise entry. 15 minutes, yeah. Yeah, I think I refined it more to be around this level. Yeah, that's what I did. So on the 15-minute, I saw the CISD here. This is the source candle that dug in, so I marked out my CISD and waited for price. Sorry about that. So I marked it out, and what am I doing? Marked it out like this, and I clicked my short, placed it here, and stop loss above here. See that GBPUSD didn't do that whole spike thing, but EURUSD did it. So that's why I entered the trade on EURUSD also, because I knew that was just the market doing its rubbish, trying to take out people for nothing. So that was the low I targeted, that journal liquidity, and yeah, that was how I came out with those two wins. So I'm going to flash it actually. Oh, my network. I'm going to flash it on the screen so you guys should see. Easy peasy. So network has disappeared. Yeah. So yeah, that was just how I think that's it. That's how I caught this particular trade on GBPUSD. Though it was not as big, this 20 something. I know the RR I caught was around, let me increase this. It was around 14 hour, yeah, around 14 hour. So that's just it. So that will be all. If I'm going to flash the two trades on the screen after this video. So yeah, so do well to subscribe for the next video. I'll be dropping a video on hidden block, and I would make a video also on CRT, candle range theory. Thank you all.